Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to a video. This is the latest S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla release in Japan. Yeah, this is one I've been looking forward to a long time. As soon as I opened up the shipping box, I was like, damn, that's a beautiful box. I mean, just check it out. So much impact. This is going to look good in shops, I reckon. I can't wait to, hopefully I can see some in shops so I can actually see that in action. But anyway, coming back to the figure at hand, this is the 1954 70th anniversary special version. Now this is basically just a re-release of the original 54. However, instead of being black and white, it is updated to color because they've also released the special colorized version of the movie. So yeah, it's either, I guess you could say, matching that or the movie poster as well, because it comes with parts that pair beautifully with the atomic breath and the planes he's holding as well, which is awesome. We also do get a stand, so quite a few little bit parts for the special 70th anniversary edition, which we can see on the back here. But anyway, let's pop them out of the box so we can actually get a close look at, the parts he comes with. Then we'll check them on the turntable, have a look at the finish, take a little look at the different parts, and yeah, maybe one or two poses as well. Okay, so Godzilla in the center here, we have the hands which can switch out, and the two planes. Obviously the hands are designed to be able to hold onto the plane as well, which is awesome. But not only that, this box is packed full of goodies with the 70th anniversary stand at the back, the heat ray, as well as the stand attachments. We have a little wee tiny part, so be careful of this one. This one attaches to the top of the stand, so then it can attach to the plane, so we can mix and match like that, which is really cool. But anyway, let me move the packaging to the side so we can check them up on the turntable. Oh man, check him out as he spins around the back here. You can check out all the colouring and detailing on his spine. His body as well has a couple of different mixes of brown with some more on the orangey reddish tinge side, which is amazing. That will pair beautifully with the heat ray as well, since there's obviously glowing red and orange. Now for me, this version of Godzilla matches beautifully with that poster, and the explosions of fires going on in Tokyo, which is giving him that colour, or the reddish orangey tones are coming reflecting onto his body, and I think this release matches that beautifully. But yeah, all the little details, highlights, even the colour difference on the spine is nice. Yeah, I think aesthetically speaking, it's working really well. Nothing looks too shiny either, which is quite good actually. The paint job for the eyes is looking nice, the mouth is looking good. A little bit too much red on the bottom front teeth of mine. I think that's probably just a bit of overspray. It looked like slightly. Not a huge issue. I mean, it could just be blood from some people he's been chowing down on, perhaps. But there's the only small issue that I have noticed. I mean, that one there is probably something that will vary from release to release. So take a look at yours if you're getting it. Take a closer look at your one as well. Let me know if you have the same issue. But at least for me, unless I'm looking really close, it's not going to be a problem. But what is going to be a problem is that where am I going to put this on the shelf? I need to reorganize and make some space, because I got this bad boy as well as the Tamashii Nations 2024 exclusive Godzilla -1. And I do have a review for him as well if you haven't checked it out. It was posted a couple of days ago, so you can go check that out. But anyway, let me pop on off this. We'll have a quick run through the articulation for anyone who is maybe new to the MonsterArts line, because this figure, despite being old, he is still really good. So yeah, anyway, let's move over to that now. Okay, I won't dive too deeply since I do have a video for the, not the original, but the first re-release, so you can check that out if you are keen. But we have several points of articulation in the neck there, which is nice, and everything will move smoothly around. You can close his mouth up as well if you want. The shoulders have a nice range of motion there. You can swivel, go in and out as well by a few mil, which is quite good. The shoulder, the elbow joint is nice, as we can see here. Decent range of motion up and down. It gets a bit more limited at that point though. The wrist has an alt pair which can swivel. You get a little bit of pivot on there as well. So definitely nice little bit of motion in the arm overall. And then the upper body, we get some lower torso area movement. Very minuscule left and right motion. That is more just due to the design here, where it kind of overlaps to stop it from swiveling. However, for the legs, really nice swivel around there. We can pivot the legs out really well, which is great, and then they can slot in. We get a few mil on the knee, and then we get the ankle movement as well, which is nice. A decent pivot, swivel, and twisting action going on there. Which means you can keep his feet flat on the ground without too much issue while still moving the body around. He can kind of pivot, twist and move without too much issue like that, which is great. And then we have a tail with multiple points of articulation running all the way down, and what this means is we get a crazy amount of motion on the tail that feels super fluid and nice to move. Like, this just feels so nice. And it holds its position really well, no matter which direction you want to move them in. So this is fantastic, love it. I don't know. The MonsterArts tails is one of the main things that I love about each release, and it's something I wish I could see in other lines, especially the Dragon Ball SH figure arts line for like Frieza and those type of figures with tails. I think this would elevate them to a whole new level. But anyway, getting sidetracked here. That's it for the articulation and the, a quick rundown. So what I'll do now, let's put him into a couple of poses with those accessories that he comes with. Okay, so we've got him in a very simple pose here. I switched out one hand there so he can hold into a plane. We have a second plane on the stand, and one thing I completely missed, we do get a base stand as well. So we get the special 70th anniversary one, which is here. With the awesome 70th anniversary logo of Godzilla in the center. But underneath that was the normal base stand as well, which is great. So if you don't want to use the 70th anniversary one with the arms and so forth, you can just stick with the normal stand. So for the plane here, let me show you this. There's a very small attachment that goes on to the top of the peg, which will then make it into a super tiny peg, which then underneath the plane is a little bit hole, so you can just slot it on like so. So really nice and easy. The hand was a little bit hard to pop on, but not too bad either. It just took a little bit longer than I thought it would. But yeah, this works really cool. I especially love the fact that you can hold onto the plane as well. That works really nice and looks cool as well. I think I'll probably end up going with this pose, at least for my display. But how about you? Do you have any ideas on how you are planning on displaying them so far? But yeah, anyway, that's it for this pose. Let me switch up to one with his breath as well. Now, I gotta say, I love the colour on this breath, from the orange down, or I guess lighter orange, all the way down to the dark orange. I don't know, it really reminds me of candy in a weird way. You know, that kind of gummy colour. It looks so nice and vibrant. And it works well for the fire breath. I think it pairs beautifully with the colours on the body as well. Because with this type of orange and reddish, dark orange, you'd expect the same type of colour casting to appear on the any object around it as well. And I think the browns and oranges of the body captures that well. I like how we get a little bit of fire kind of popping up at the end there as well, which is good. Yeah, everything kind of flows, it's kind of twisted. It looks really cool. I think I'd pick out something like beautifully as well. So I really need to pull thinking and do some Godzilla or kaiju toy photography again, because yeah, man, this thing is looking beautiful. Definitely take up a little bit of space in the display though, displaying with the breaths, but I'm going to have to try to figure out a way to do that, I think, because this is just too cool not to display with it. So let's jump into some pros and cons. I have the first re-release of the 50th Godzilla. This is my second Godzilla S.H.MonsterArts figure, and yeah, ever since then it has been one of my favourites. Unfortunately, it needs to step aside a little bit to make space for this 10th anniversary one, because man, I think he probably is my favourite S.H.MonsterArts release of all time. Probably next to this one here. It's always been tight, but I really do love Biolante with the 89 Godzilla together. Those ones just look absolutely amazing. But anyway, I'm not here to rank the MonsterArts. That could be a fun video in the future though. But anyway, coming into the pros and cons for this 70th anniversary edition, I think they've captured the anniversary extremely well with this release. Iconic poses you can nail with his atomic breath, holding the plane. We have the other second jet as well, which you can put on the stand to fly around. The colours pop and matches in well with the poster and the iconic scenes from the movie that I'm pretty sure even most non-Godzilla fans are probably at least a little bit familiar with as well when they hear about Godzilla, right? The packaging is beautiful. That is going to pop in stores, which is great. So hopefully more people jump in and start buying them, because more people buying these is obviously better for us in the long run. Get more figures, especially cool releases like this. You know, articulation, body, all that, you know, won't dive too much in because, you know, it is essentially it's a re-release, so no major changes there. Besides obviously that paint job, which I think is beautiful. The 70th anniversary stand is really cool as well. I don't know how I want to use this, if I just want to display it like this actually, or actually have him standing on it in the display. You do have 4 points where you can pop out those little black tabs, so you can put in the stand arm if you want. So you don't have to use the clear plastic one, you can obviously use this one, but yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do actually. I need to have a good think about that. If you have a good idea, let me know. And if you're picking this figure, are you using this as an actual stand or for some type of display purposes in your shelf? But yeah, that's basically it for the pros. The cons, at least for me, very small one with a little bit of paint splatter on those front teeth. Again, like from this distance, I can't see it, I don't notice it. It's only if you're looking really close, so that's a very small con, and just being a little bit nitpicky there. But at least for me, the only real con I have is that we only get one stand arm. Now, the same stand arm is used to hold the breath, or if I take this and move it, you can pop the breath off. You can put that little wee attachment on, and then you can attach the second plane to it. So unless you have additional stands lying around, thankfully I do. Basically, if anyone has a bunch of Tamashii stands, you'll probably have a spare arm or two, I'm sure. But if you don't, this is definitely a con, because I think it would have been cool to be able to pose them or display them with a breath, holding one plane and another one circling around. I think that would be ideal, to be able to use all the parts with this figure. But unfortunately, you can't do that. So at least for me, that is the biggest con for this release. That's additional right hand, and then we get the replacement for the left one. So yeah, the cons, not too many actually. Overall, I just think this is an amazing release, and for any Godzilla or Kaiju, or especially MonsterArts collector, I think it's a must-have. It's going to have a lot of presence in your shelf, and despite only having one for the stand, you know, it's not too much of a big deal. At least just with one plane and breath is still cool, or just, you know, grab a stand or an arm from another stand that you may have lying around, and then the issue is solved. But yeah, that is it for the review. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely let me know in the comments below what you think about this release. Also, what other figure would you like to see get this type of treatment? Okay, let's assume this is basically based on a movie poster. Which other movie poster versions of the Godzilla figures would you love to see? I think there's quite a few cool ones. Man, the posters are absolutely amazing. So I'm sure there's some cool gems out there. So yeah, let us know in the comments below which poster movie version release or special version release would you love to see Tamashii Nations do for the S.H.MonsterArts line. But yeah, anyway, again, like I said, that is it for the video. So again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers.